Several years ago, I learned a great lesson. At the time, I was conducting a lot of business down in Mexico and had a flight scheduled from Aguascalientes to Mexico City. However, our plane was detained, so they diverted a plane from Leon to pick us up. The passengers from Leon were rather irritated that they were going to be late due to this unscheduled stop, and the plane was going to be more crowded due to us extra passengers. But we all settled into our seats, and then when they went to start the engines, everything went silent. The blow of the air conditioning, the roar of the engines, and the lights went out. Everyone was petrified to this eerie silence. And then the flight attendants walked through the aisles, asking everyone to be patient, that they were working on identifying the problem. However, half hour, maybe 45 minutes later, the flight attendants went through the aisles again, saying they couldn't identify the problem, so the flight was canceled. They'd have to come back later that evening to take another flight to Mexico City. Now the people from Leon were really upset. They weren't even supposed to be in this town, and now they're stranded and without any place to go. And they would miss their whole day of work or contacts there in Mexico City. So they were swearing as they bumped into each other as they were retrieving the bags out of the overhead compartment and deplaning. But I decided to stay on the plane, as that was an option offered to us, and moved up to the first class section where it was a little more comfortable, and read and conversed with the co-pilot who stayed on the plane. Several hours later, an engineer who had been working on the plane to identify the problem came up and mentioned to the co-pilot, "The people on this plane have no idea how fortunate they were." He said this plane would have crashed mid-flight had an electrical connection not broken while we were on the runway. So I mentioned to myself, Grant, take note. Here's a lesson to remember throughout your life. When things go wrong, just remember, you may be glad your flight was canceled if you knew the whole story.
For more information, go to www.emotionalblackholes.com.